activity.
Yeah.
And now that it's going haywire, there shouldn't be anything that's reaching it. Because it registers the, right in front of it is where the, right there.
Hot spot.
This is where it is.
Anything that works off of thermal may not be super effective in here just because there is a lot of airflow.
Yeah. It's got the distance.
That's why we have multiple options.
It's got the distance. It's got the intensity. That's what I'm trying to figure out. And I was trying to calibrate it in such a way that we could monitor this door. But I may not.
Being weird.
But you're right, because the airflow it may not work out. I'll leave it there for a minute. And we'll come back to it and
See if it figures itself.
See if
It's doing the weird things.
it is doing some stuff that I wouldn't anticipate with the sensor in front of it. Because you have to get all the way. The sensor's literally right there.
Right on it.
But I really wanted to check this door out. Because I think the door is the thing.
I think the door is the thing.
But maybe
The
with
blue light is blue.
with the Mel-Meter, and then possibly I want to try field and maybe ELF on the door too. I think that those would be helpful.
All my batteries are dead, and I'm not real sure why.
Where did that unicorn come from?
My mom bought it for her.
Because an orb flew out of it. Alright, do we get anything interesting?
Yeah, the door handle spikes just a little bit, not a lot.
Really?
2 to 3 microteslas.
Okay. Definitely.
That's something.
Good.
Right on the handle, nowhere else on the door.
Well, that's different.
Which would be consistent with
With everything.
With the jiggly
with everything.
Yeah, all the jiggly handles.
With all of the things.
And what does that measure?
So this measures electromagnetic
Okay.
magnetic energy, and it measures static energy, radio microwave energy, a little bit of everything. Hence the name tri-field. Right now I'm just measuring for electromagnetic. That's the only field that I'm measuring for. And just from the doorknob, it was hitting right to about 3 microteslas, which is not really any reason for that.
Very
And
interesting.
I don't think it's hitting hitting on the equipment.
It's kind of cool.
It's a little bit above residual, but I'm not getting that anywhere else than that.
But wouldn't that be consistent with a residual spirit just
Sure
checking the door
There's just like
every
a
day?
Put your hand on
There's a
it.
residual energy right on the doorknob. That's really kind of weird.
No, that's very consistent, which I think is.
That's really kind of interesting.
Here, let me take
You
this
got
We're
away.
that?
looking at
Yeah.
getting a more secure door, so he might feel
You might feel
happy
better.
about that.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, whatever to make the spirits happy.
See, and the F-meter is sort of showing the same thing, a little bit of static electricity and just very slightly above background EMF in milligauss, 0.3 milligauss, which is really nothing, but a little bit above background. To me, they're like if you go over here, it goes down to 2 volts per meter on the static, but on the doorknob, it goes up to 36, 34. A little static on there too, and you shouldn't be getting static on a
metal doorknob.
On a metal doorknob,
That's
no.
interesting.
It is
And
weird.
well above the carpet, so it's kind of interesting. I
Which
like
kind of just sticks right
on
in
the lock-
line with
on the
the
lock,
claims
too.
of the client.
No,
Yeah, it does.
neither of
Somebody
these are
messes
electronic.
with the door.
No.
Okay, that'd be a debunk if they're electronic locks, but
Nope, just regular.
that's
Regular
kind of
locks.
interesting.
Fascinating.
It is fascinating. You can't like it.
Yeah. So guess what?
Validates the claims.
You're not crazy.
No, that's-
You now have had scientific validation of what you have experienced.
absolutely.
So tell the family.
Right.
I'm not crazy. At least not about this. Not about this. You know, the fact that I felt something checking the door,
Yeah.
measuring energy from the door. You've heard somebody open and shut and mess with the door. I mean,
Same thing.
how many layers do you want?
Seriously.
It is.
But
Which
it's
is
almost
kinda
background,
nice.
but it's just on the EMF, it's a little bit above background, and then on static, it's quite a bit higher than background. Quite a bit higher. 36 is way over background on static.
Static clean.
Interesting.
Well, static electricity, it's not static clean.
Well, We don't need a bounce sheet. Won't fix
Didn't
this.
run over the bounce sheet, I was going to say, exactly. And we keep getting cool spots on that, which
Right
looks
there.
like an intake.
And
Yeah.
the sensor's on the front of that unit, so I haven't figured it out yet.
And you just got a delivery guy.
Thanks.
Cold spot seems kind of weird.
Yeah, I haven't quite figured it out yet. I'm sitting here trying to figure it out, but
No.
it's one small layer in conjunction with all the things that are happening. This by itself, I could tear apart and debunk,
Yeah.
but adding the other 2 meters,
We'll see if I can verify it.
it feels like there's something a little more.
So I'm not getting any cold spots.
Put it at the same level.
So it really could be the air movement. That's probably more sensitive.
But why wouldn't that?
Why wouldn't that
I don't know,
one?
it's just because it uses a laser grid and thermal, that could be a little bit more sensitive than the tier. That's all.
I mean, yeah, that's true. I want to see.
Good little piece of equipment.
Okay, so
It's
I'm alive.
working, yeah.
I'm alive.
Is this thing on?
Yeah, I'm not sure yet. I would feel comfortable taking it to another room, but it just mainly it's the door that I was trying to get
That's
a
kind of
little bit of a
interesting.
beat
Though.
on.
Yeah,
Why is it so cold?
it's showing activity and movement. That's really
Yeah,
good.
because it is creating shapes,
Yeah,
and that's separate from, with this is the direction of it. It's moving the direction.
yeah.
Then you have the distance from you, and then you have.
A big cold spot.
Definitely showing something.
So I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not 100% convinced on it, but at the same time, it's.
And you have a cold spot.
That was interesting.
That's very interesting.
Right in front of it.
What
That's
the?
where, right in front of it. Like if you go away, that's where I'm getting the cold spot. Is right. That's interesting.
That is
So is there somebody there, or is it airflow? I can't figure it out.
We have questions.
Yeah, it is registering that as cold.
Yeah.
So it's a possible debunk. I mean,
Yeah.
we have to take that into account.
I would definitely take
But-
that into account because I'm not quite.
It's mysterious.
It's interesting.
I'm not quite sure how I feel about it,
Right.
Hmm.
but I do know that it's an interesting area. Now I'm pissing it off.
Never mention it, man. Huh. Cold spot and air pressure over here on the meter too.
Really?
That's interesting.
Well, alrighty then.
I think that might be them trying to validate that that was them.
Yeah.
That's
Thank
very
you.
good. Thanks.
Thank
Was
you.
this you two? Because I'm about to debunk this. Could we do something else to maybe give me some help out here? I mean, I'm feeling a little confused with the activity in the space.
That's pretty blurry.
This is weird, man.
Blurry, blurry. Why is it blurry? Stop it.
It's just very, very bizarre.
It is very bizarre.
But again, it's like subtle. It's so subtle. It's this delicate undercurrent of energy. This I'm almost ready to debunk, but you add in the tri-field and you add in the Mel-Meter, and that changes the whole equation for me. This,
Here we go again. Well, hello there.
so you don't want to be debunked. Is this what you're saying? So, I'm sorry, all right. I want to debunk you.
They hate it when they get debunked.
They get very pissed off when they come. I apologize. You are doing a great job helping guard the perimeter. Thank you. And all the other souls that are here. So there's an older gentleman. His hair's a little bit thinner. I'm feeling like he might have something with the head going on with him, maybe either memory or could be stroke or something. I don't know, something with the head. Chest and breathing is uncomfortable with him. He seems like just a cute little guy. Very practical man. You know, old-fashioned values. I don't know why I seem like saving paper plates, but something weird with it. It just seems like a very smart, practical, very intelligent man, though. Very intelligent, practical man. Probably, I would say between 5'8" and 5'10". Got a little sweater on. Seems very comfortable. I wonder if that's this guy or not. I'm trying to get a little deeper lock on him, but he just seems very wise, like a wise old owl. That's how I'm picturing him. I'd say maybe like 5'9" at best, if that. And maybe that's what he wanted to be. Because that he's like
Is he a jokester?
She's like, if I just do this, well, because that's I would say yes, because he's like, if I just go on my tippy toes, you will think I'm a great big fella who's like 6'5", like this fella over here. But shit, don't tell him. Like it's almost like he would let people get away with things. Like he would he's like, you just have a little candy, just have a little, okay, just stay just a little bit later. Don't tell him. This is the vibration I'm feeling from this particular energy that's stepping forward. Very interesting man, very fun guy. Yeah, he is making me laugh. He's got this sense of whimsy about him. I think towards the end, he was a little uncomfortable or like something like he didn't, and it kind of made him withdraw just a little bit because he doesn't like the idea of being weakened in any state. Like he wants to, be able to take care of business. Wants to handle stuff.
I
Yeah.
wonder if it's your grandpa.
So
This is a neat guy.
Yeah. I've always felt that my grandma and grandpa's energy have been around me. I never got to meet my grandpa though. I met him. I was like 1 year old when he passed. But I've always felt like they were watching out for me and my family.
Does that feel like the description of what your family would have said about him?
Well, yeah.
I have 2 great-grandfathers that followed me everywhere, and they died before I was born.
Right.
Man, they're fun and they're helpful.
Right.
They're great souls. They want to help out.
Yeah.
The female energy, she seemed to be a little more serious. Like she had to take care of things and do things, but maybe a little enabling. Is kind of what I'm feeling from the female. It's just very like, I'm just going to take care of stuff, and they mean well. Okay, let me just fix it for them. Very caregiving, like a consummate caregiver. Let me bring in, like mother hen, bring in all the chicks, and let me take care of all of you, and make sure that you all are well and happy. Are you hungry? Are you thirsty? Do you have enough? Are you warm? Are you, she's very concerned about well-being. Ooh, a little sharp pain in the back. I don't know what that was, Mel. Which one of those? It was a weird pain, like, sometimes I reflect mirror, so I don't know if it's the pancreas or if it's, like, one of the kidneys or something. Something's a little sharp pain in the back. I don't know what that was about. But, I see her flipping through, like, a book of some kind, but I don't know. I don't know if it's a picture book or a recipe book. I can't, but I'm seeing a lot of images. I just see her flipping through something, and I just keep seeing images, and I don't know what it is. She does have a very grandmotherly vibe to me. Very strong, loving woman.
Yeah.
But you feel like you were robbed of her. Is what she's saying. You didn't get as much time as you deserve. Which is why she's like, well, I'm not leaving. You still get time. I mean, I know the body isn't here, but I'm still here.
That's really sweet.
Well, you do have a full house. You really do. It's busy here.
Yeah.
But it's also really amazing.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just have to sit and listen to the energy just a little bit.
Yeah.
And just to get a beat on somebody.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of pass through. Some of it's residual, some of it's active, some of it's previous owners. And there was so much going on. But once I just stopped and just listened to does anybody have anything to say for you? And somebody say something to you. That's when I can hear them. I'm sorry, I wasn't listening good enough. It took me a minute. Oh, bless your heart, that's okay. That's fine. I understand.
Very Jewish grandma.
Ah.
Now, that explains a lot. Because I felt this little sassy gal down the hall, and I was thinking like New York Italian, New York Jewish, one of those like bossy little ladies. That's the kind of feeling. Now it all makes sense.
There you go.
I like it when things start to make sense.
It all comes together.
Yes. Well, do you want to check a couple of the other rooms, like the bedrooms,
Whatever you want to do.
just to see if there's any floaters? I mean, this is obviously a hot spot. But I'd like to. I'll take this and.
Okay, you're getting a little. It went real quiet while you were talking, and then as soon as you're talking about her right there at the end, you started getting hits on that again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it went real quiet while you were talking until right there at the end. I was watching it.
That's
That's
interesting.
interesting, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll leave the REM pod there.
Yeah.
Definitely got some EMF.
Hmm.
I want to check. Said,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Get some energy off that, aren't you?
10 micrograms.
So I think she's a little bit gifted.
She's mentioned.
Yeah.
Things.
I feel like she probably sees them, feels them, hears them. I think she's what your husband could be if he.
Oh, that was just resetting. Okay.
Yeah, if he opened himself up, and obviously it doesn't matter if people are blood related or not either. That has no relevancy. It just sometimes energy is attracted to energy,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, this is where home is.
Huh.
Other sensitives, even if one of them is in.
Does he sleep in the center of the bed or on one side
It's in the
predominantly?
center, but she's a
She, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Much better.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Why?
Look at that.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I'm saying some of the dreams, although there's nightmares, there's messages intermingled like little acorns within the dreams that are really helpful.
She
Yeah.
picks up on those messages when she
Good.
tells me about the
Where's-
dream. She always says,
Okay.
but at the end, this is what I needed to do. Or,
Okay. Well, I'm glad that she's kind of keying in on it. And have you encouraged her to journal these dreams, or
I have tried to get her to journal, but
Okay.
she's not. into
she's
it.
not there yet? How old is she?
She's 12.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, we're at that
Oh,
defiant
yeah.
stage.
Yeah.
Alright.
Give her time.
Okay.
But let her know that people who are gifted, finding some sort of outlet, whether it's a creative outlet or something, and or writing it down and journaling the things you pick up on, the things you feel, the things you dream, sometimes that can help have like a landing pad for the energy so you don't feel so overwhelmed by it.
Right.
And that's one of the things a couple of my different mentors that I've had have said to me, writing stuff down
Okay.
can be super helpful. But, at age 12, I was having a hell of a time with my gifts too.
Yeah.
I was just confused by it all, the things I was seeing, stuff walking down the hallways. I mean, it was all weird to me.
Yeah.
And I wasn't interested in any of how to deal with it, really. I just wanted it to go away, honestly. So, probably in the next 2-3 years, it'll start to be like, all right, maybe, I need to figure this out. Or maybe you could just have a talk with her about, our experience here today and say, hey, when you're ready, here's some things you can do. Prayer, meditation, journaling, maybe give her something, somewhere for some kind of outlet energetically would really be good. Whatever hobby or interest she has, so she can channel some of this. Because when she gets in a bad mood, that's going to F up your energy of your whole space.
Oh, yeah.
She'll release psychokinetic energy in the
Yeah.
home. And this will change the vibration of your space to where with PK manifestation, I have PK ability, and I've had to really learn how to control that. Breaking electronics accidentally,
Blown up light bulbs.
changing the energy in the home, making everybody's in a bad mood when you're in a bad mood. Everyone's in a happy mood when you're in a happy mood.
Yeah.
Somebody with PK ability. So I would say that she's going to need to learn to have an outlet somewhere.
Okay.
I don't quite know what it's going to look like. Make it for her, make it work for her.
Right.
Some people like to do Tai Chi, or some people like to do yoga. Hey, she's got to have an outlet, because the more she deals with the trauma, the PTSD, all that kind of stuff, plus her abilities, and then it launches into the space, this could create a poltergeist.
Yeah.
So, thankfully, it has not done so yet.
Right.
Which is why you're going to definitely need to do management. Which is why I was saying earlier, I think I need to empower you,
Right.
because I think there's more than one sensitive in the space. Marinating in this for a second makes me realize, yeah, you're gonna have to do maintenance.
Okay.
That it's not even optional at this
Right.
point. So hubby's gonna have to get on board with
He will.
monthly smudgings and stuff like that. But of course, I'll show you.
Okay.
I'll show you how. But yeah.
Yeah.
Because this can become right around puberty,
Mhm.
picks up, and it gets worse. And so if you give her an outlet now for her energy,
Okay.
and smudge regularly now, right when she's hitting that point of, you know, being 12 to 14, you'll prevent a full PCAM manifestation from growing inside your house, because that will be the next step if it's not in control. I don't know how we didn't have one at my house.
Yeah.
But the way things were sometimes,
Right.
maybe we did. Maybe it just naturally, you know, because sometimes it can dissipate if you learn things, if you learn tools to manage, you know, we learn over time. But she's got a leg up here. So, yeah.
It's gotten cold and dark, and I haven't moved.
Me
Oh.
either.
No, right when I said that, they're like, "No, we're here."
I think that protective grandmother figure. I think that she's coming in here to help.
Okay.
I think she's trying to help a lot.
You know what you're saying about her energy? It's 100%.
Oh, yeah.
100% of. I mean, even I think regular normal teenagers
Well, yeah.
effect, but hers it's like a cloud.
It's like a thunderstorm.
She's
rolls through the
getting
house.
residual EMF on her pillow, so
Yeah.
that may be from the nightmares. That may just maybe from.
Yeah, you don't normally get
Oh.
EMF on the pillows.
Yeah.
Okay? Let me just tell you. And see if it does anything.
Let me grab this because we're getting some EMF on the bed.
Yeah.
I think it might be. It might actually be picking up the residual back pain. I think it's a possibility.
Interesting. Any energy, emotion can be leached into the space. And is this like a smart bed, or does it have any?
Yeah,
So it's like a foam thing.
Just a regular.
But no,
mattress?
there's no power to it.
No power.
Okay.
I really kind of think like. So whose side is this?
That's my side.
Right, and is it lower lumbar?
Yep.
That's right where the hits are on the EMF.
And intuitives will leak anything into their space, including their pain.
Absolutely.
For sure.
That's pretty interesting. It's 4 microtesla's a little bit high to call background.
Yeah.
So there's something called the stone tape theory that any organic material can hold energy, including human energy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of like what we're seeing here.
That's recalibrated.
Okay, cool.
It's like Mario.
Right.
Got a 1-up. That's interesting. Yeah, so we're getting little bits and pieces of stuff in here, but no, it's.
And just for the viewers, right now, I just have to say that the reflection in the mirror that you're seeing in this particular picture is a reflection of our equipment. It is not evil red eyes in the mirror. I just want to make sure.
TV.
I want to make sure that that's a debunk to there. I don't want our viewers freaking out.
There's no evil in the TV.
No, that's just it is reflecting these red lights right here. Just so you have to say these things.
Oh my God! You got an entity.
They'll say it too.
The shit we did. No, it's not an entity. Okay.
Debunk.
Yeah, you gotta be able to debunk some stuff. It's getting some peripheral little energy, but it's
Peripheral blueness.
it's much more calm.
Mhm.
19 volts per meter,
That's static. Yep.
and we've got there's a 0.34 on the EMF.
Yeah, no, I've got it set to microteslas. So that's actually a lot. You got a 0.34 microtesla, really?
Yeah, by the pillow.
Holy crap! That's actually a lot because it does say UT and not MG
Let me.
on the main
Yeah,
screen.
it says UT
That's
microtesla.
microteslas. Okay,
Let's see if I can reproduce it or not.
that would be a lot.
Mm.
Got up to 0.9, but it was 0.34 for like a split second, right over the middle of the pillow.
Wow.
But I can't reproduce it, so I don't know if that was just like a fleeting little. I don't know. I just
Because that's equal to about 34 milligauss.
that's a lot. Now it's just like point. Okay.
Yellow.
It's decided to be blue.
I got a 0.11
On the microteslas.
on the microtesla.
Oh, those are significant readings.
And so there's another 11. It would make sense with a sensitive. To me, this is normal.
Do I make it 2 meter on me? I think I do. So that right at the base of the pillows, right in the center, maybe. Cool. keeps resetting. I think there's something with battery power on this investigation.
I fully
My
charged
camera
them.
just shut off for no reason.
Really?
I had to reset it. Yeah, it just was.
The dead are playful. Well, and so this makes sense in a combination with sensitives and somebody with PK ability in the space.
That's the fan.
Yeah, that's just a
I
sensitive.
debunked that.
Somebody with PK abilities can create an energy flux in the space, so you will be definitely doing regular maintenance. No doubt about that.
What's it doing?
Yeah, that's interesting. Well, I'd say.
I'm gonna have to turn that off. Never mind, that was a crappy idea.
There's energy in your space, but
Yep, there
Yeah.
appears.
we're able to validate it, and some of it is coming from the living agents
Absolutely.
as the humans. You
Absolutely.
know, some of you humans are doing things, and then some of it's some of the family. Obviously, we feel like your grandparents are here. Maybe some previous owners are here, and some other peripheral energy that could be ancestral, belonging to either your husband or to you or whatever. And they're just kind of converging into the space, and most of them are really trying to help.
It's really nice.
You know,
to
they're
know.
just they're trying to do some good stuff. But I think honestly the biggest danger would be that PK energy. If you don't get that under control and do that, you know, monitoring, maintenance, give her something to release stress in a healthy, productive way. Well, I don't care if it's cross stitch, you know, or cross country running. It doesn't matter to me. But having outlets for a sensitive is huge.
Okay.
With ones with PK ability, because otherwise it will start to create a really bad flux in the house, like a really serious flux. But I think you've caught this at a good time where, hey, you know, you got some loved ones here, you know, you got to give her some outlets, and that's true for you guys too. Obviously, your husband has his outlets; he has something that he knows that makes him calm. But you know, you gals got to find something that works for you, and all of you could benefit from nature time.
Yeah. More cool time.
Absolutely.
I think that would really take down the stress level for everyone. So those are my recommendations. I say we regroup in the living room and figure stuff out from there.
Sounds good.
A little bit relieved of
Good.
what I thought could potentially be negative, but knowing that it is, for the most part, I felt like it was
Good stuff.
good stuff. But there was a time I felt like,
Y'all are causing it a little bit yourselves
Yeah.
as well. And that happens.
That would make sense that you had a spike in negativity when there was,
When
you know,
everybody-
Absolutely.
when everyone's on edge.
Yeah.
For sure.
So
Yeah.
We've had to
must
smudge
be-
our own place. During COVID, we had to smudge our place just to keep the energy bright.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta refresh the vibration.
And I was, for her sake, because of her traumatic experience, I was afraid of, I don't know if there's anything that came with her, either as a protector or something else. And so,
Yeah, so you wanted to be sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't feel like she has like a negative attachment or anything like that. I think she's gifted.
Yeah.
And so
Yep.
that happens.
Right.
You know.
We thought she was special, but now she's
She's
extra
She's
special.
really
Yeah,
special.
she's super special.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, and that's not a bad thing. I've lived my entire life that way. It is manageable.